Hey all, welcome back to Awful Stories. I'm Matt, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe for daily videos. The first story we're going to cover is titled, My Husband's Girlfriend Mailed a Love Card to Our House. This was posted to the True Off My Chest subreddit by a user named Soccer Mom. I am a 36-year-old woman, and my husband is 36 years old. We have been on a break for 6 weeks and officially single for 4 weeks. Neither of us has officially filed for divorce because he has said that he wants to work things out. He claims his new anxiety medication is making his head fuzzy. That was the reason for the sudden breakup. 1 week after saying that he wants to be single but not divorced, he told me that he has been seeing someone. During the 2 weeks when he said he needed space and a break from me, he was gone for 2 entire weekends from Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon. He had no contact with me. We have 4 kids. I was at home taking care of our 4 children while he was off who knows where. He also disappeared several times during the week. So when 1 week after he officially broke up with me, he said he was seeing someone, I just assumed that during those 2 weeks prior, he was really with his new girlfriend. Today in the mail, I opened a shocking card. My husband owns a business and often gets checks mailed to the house from clients. I often open them and let him know which clients have sent checks. So when I went to open the letter, I thought it was a typical check from a client. It felt like a card, and sometimes his clients send thank you notes. So I thought this was probably a thank you note. Instead, it was from his new girlfriend. The outside of the card said, Making you horny and making you smile are my two favorite things to do. The inside said, well, maybe my second and third favorite things. Making you come might be my favorite. So naughty. You are so amazing. You are everything I want in a partner. I'm so excited for every day to see what you will say and do. So in love with you, she signed it. Love me. I was in total shock. According to him, we were working things out. By his words, he only saw her once. Yet the card makes me think otherwise. He tried saying he didn't know who the card was from, that he hasn't seen her in over a week or talked to her in days. He said she knows we are still legally married, living together, and have 4 kids. Obviously, something has been happening for more than 4 weeks. She obviously had bad intentions sending the card to the house she knows we share. She could easily have sent that in a text message. It has been 6 hours, and he said he hasn't talked to her about it yet. He says he doesn't want to be with her. How can the card and his words be so wildly different? I feel so stupid for believing he wanted to work things out. When I said I'm done and filing for divorce on Monday, he said, if that is what you want. He said he is not going to beg me to change my mind. He said, I'll be the bad guy. I feel stupid for trying to make it work. He is just walking away from 16 years, 4 kids, and our life together. Part of me wants to be petty and try to get half his business and Harley. But in the end, that only hurts me because then he can't pay child support. Although I know he can't afford child support long term anyway. According to the state calculator, I'll get roughly 55% of his income. We have 4 kids. I carry the health insurance. The youngest is in childcare. He will have the kids every other weekend for one overnight. And the youngest is in daycare. I know that the kids and my lives will change drastically financially, and it will emotionally impact them if we divorce. However, I just don't see how I can get back in a relationship with him, knowing that we are still legally married and he is out being intimate with another woman who is sending cards to our house about their intimacy. Okay, this situation is wild on so many levels. OP's husband being on a break, officially single, but not divorced yet, and then suddenly telling her he's seeing someone. It's a lot to process, especially when she was left alone handling 4 kids while he was disappearing for entire weekends. What really gets me is how manipulative it feels. The fact that OP is questioning if she was stupid for believing in fixing the marriage is so relatable, but it's also painfully honest. Her conflicted feelings about playing petty versus focusing on what's best for her kids is so real. It's a tough balance between wanting justice or compensation and making sure the kids don't suffer unnecessary fallout. I'm definitely curious to see what others think. Let's dive into the comments. International Oil said, file for divorce and go after everything you are entitled to. I guarantee you, if you give up what you are entitled to, you will regret it. If he wanted to work things out, he would not be seeing anyone else, and definitely would not be having sex with them. Yes, she sent that card to the house with bad intentions, but at least now you know. To this, OP responded with, technically, I'm entitled to half his business because it was started during our marriage. If I go after the business, then I don't know how I will get paid child support. I cannot afford our monthly bills if I do not receive child support. Is it worth trying to go after the business? I was trying to let him have the Harley and the business in exchange for me not having to buy them out of our house. Our house is less than half a mile from the local schools. The kids are able to walk to and from school each day. Infamous Cup said, he is the bad guy. There is no such thing as a break when you are married. He just wanted an excuse to cheat without feeling guilty. He is a bad husband and a bad father. Get child support, and he can watch the kids by himself on some weekends. Go grieve and find someone who is not actually a terrible person after the ink is dry. To this, OP said, he keeps telling me that he isn't cheating because he is single. I keep saying that we are still legally married, and he is not single. Also, the fact that this woman supposedly knows that we are married, live together, and have 4 kids. The second story for today is titled, My Girlfriend Told Me About Another Guy Who Cried Because He Couldn't Get Hard, and I Can't Get the Image Out of My Head, and was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit by a user named I'm a Printer. So, I was lying in bed with my girlfriend a few nights ago, and she randomly asked me how sex is for me, like if I have ever had any issues or whatever. I told her honestly that I sometimes have whiskey dick, that it has happened before, and I don't make a big deal out of it. Then, completely casually, she said something like, Oh, yeah, that happened to a guy I was with once. He couldn't get it up and then he started crying. She laughed a little and said, It's not a big deal though. But honestly, it just hit me weird. I froze. Because the truth is, something similar actually happened to me before, years ago, with someone else. I didn't cry in front of her, but after I left, I did. It was humiliating and it stuck with me. So hearing my girlfriend talk about that story like it was some casual anecdote felt gross. Like, why would you even tell me that? She wasn't trying to hurt me, I know that. She's just very open and sometimes thoughtless about what she says. But it completely killed the moment for me. Since then, I keep replaying it in my head and feeling this weird mix of disgust, shame, and resentment. I didn't say anything at the time because I didn't want to seem insecure, but deep down it really bothered me. It's not just the story, it's the fact that she thought it was okay to share it while we were in bed, talking about sex. Maybe I'm overreacting, but honestly, it made me lose some respect for her. Some things you just don't say to your partner. The Big Treasy said, Bro, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Water Bottle commented, You said that it was no big deal. She responded by saying that she had been in a similar situation before and the guy had acted differently. But to her, it was not an issue. That is a normal reaction. She has no way of knowing that. Although it does not bother you now, it did before. She has no way of knowing that. Although you can handle yourself in the moment, the concept of sexual inadequacy still bothers you. This sounds like a you problem. This third and final story is titled, Boyfriend Drugged Me for 3 Years at Night. Help Me. This was also posted to the True Off My Chest subreddit by a user named Courtney. My boyfriend of 3 years has been drugging me with heroin for 3 years. I found out 2 months ago when one of his exes reached out and said she was living with him after I left him from March to August. She said she was passing out like me. She left him and he brought over food. She passed out and drug tested herself, which came up positive for heroin. I always suspected he was still using heroin, but he never admitted it. I just moved back in with him today. And she texted me screenshots of him admitting he is still using drugs today. So I was right the whole time. He was drugging us. I need to leave him, but I can't go to my family or a domestic violence shelter because I have an addiction to a different drug. I'm at a loss because he will eventually kill me. He is severely physically and mentally abusive, but I feel trapped. Does anyone have any ideas on what I can do to get out of this safely? I'm so disappointed because I was gone for 3 months, which is the longest I was gone in 3 years. But I came back even though I knew what was going to happen. He hasn't drugged me today because I didn't eat his food. I'm really screwed right now. This is absolutely terrifying. OP's boyfriend has been drugging her with heroin for 3 years is just beyond unbelievable. I don't even know how someone could even process this if they were in OP's shoes. What really creeps me out is how covert and dangerous this whole situation is. Getting drugged without knowing it, passing out, and being unable to trust the person who's supposed to love and protect you. And the fact that he's physically and mentally abusive on top of it, it's a nightmare scenario. OP is trapped in so many ways, and this is a situation where professional intervention, a safety plan, and support networks are crucial. Hey Ho said, You have to kick the substance addiction for good. I know it is super hard. Try a Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous meeting if you are comfortable with it, or try a domestic violence shelter, where you might be able to ask for assistance with the substance habit. Some rehab or substance abuse facilities can help you get into sober living, which will boot you if you relapse, so motivation is very strong, which will give you a safe, sober space away from him and help you get clean. It's the Future said, Something about this post does not make sense on a second read. There are a lot of inconsistencies, overlapping, and contradictory narratives. It is also stated that you found out 2 months ago, but then you say you found out today when you moved back in. You fail to mention what drug you are addicted to, but it is possible you are experiencing paranoia or symptoms of withdrawal or side effects. Yes, broadly, it is possible for someone to slip an opioid into food or drink, But heroin specifically is an awkward choice for secret dosing. It is not the easiest drug to hide in a meal. It has a bitter, chemical taste and odor that is nearly impossible to mask. Years of nightly drugging without noticing is difficult to understand, not to mention the financial implications for such a heist. With that said, stranger things have happened. If you truly feel in danger, you already know what you have to do, and there is no other way around but through. You just have to decide for yourself how much you want to live. No one else can do it for you but you. Whether he is drugging you or not is irrelevant at the moment. You need to be very savvy and careful if he is dangerous, as you say. Basically, say you are going to buy cigarettes or something, or to buy tampons, whatever, and leave. Walk to an emergency room, they cannot turn you away, and say, "Hello, my name is such and I am an addict. I would like to be admitted into a detoxification program, and then a rehabilitation plan, please. Then get off drugs and just never look back. You are not a victim. You are not helpless. I believe in you. Don't let this be your story. You are so powerful and you don't know it yet."